Hi, welcome back to In the Can. We're going to talk right now about a world documentary cinema film. It is called The Good Postman, and we have Tony Hristov here. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about, or tell us a little bit about The Good Postman.
Well, it's a documentary on the refugee crisis. That is very serious issue happening now in Europe and all over the world.
Sure.
And the film is filmed on the border between Bulgaria and Turkey, where there is the kind of the biggest fluke or the biggest groups of refugees, illegal refugees that are crossing to Europe pass. It's in a mountain area with a small village. And then we just follow a mayoral election and how the guy are using in their campaign the whole refugee crisis in order to win the elections.
Mm-hmm. So when you went into film, were you already aware that the election was going on, or did this just happen to happen while you were there?
Well, at the beginning, when I started planning the film, I didn't plan the election. I was just interested about the life in the village and how it changed after this big amount of refugees crossing from there, because the village used to be, I don't know, they used to live like 1,000 people and now live 38. So it's extremely small village,
right.
but really many empty houses. So slowly was disappearing, and in one moment there is like hundreds of thousands of refugees passing from there, and then a guy says like, why don't you stay here and live? We have so many empty houses. And I was like, wow, that sounds so interesting and intriguing. And then right away there come the other guy like, no, go away. We want communism back, and we want to, you know, free internet, and I don't know, some stuff like this. So I was like, okay, that's a really interesting subject. I would like to spend some more time with the guys. And
everybody wants free internet.
Of course.
I don't get votes.
Yeah.
Now, Ivan, who is the Good Postman, it was his idea, wasn't it, to have people stay?
Yes, it was. The main character is Ivan, the postman, who wanted to run for a mayor, and the main part of his campaign was, let's try to revive the village with the refugees and make it alive again and just live in harmony, like really, really peaceful thought. And then, yeah, he was the good guy, but things change in the process of the film.
Sure.
So,
sure. Is this idea even viable? Is that something that it could even work?
In some sense it can work, because for example in Bulgaria, as a part of European Union, when the refugees come, and if they want to stay in Bulgaria, they can stay. You know, this is the rules. Once they've crossed the border, even illegally, once they have caught in Bulgaria, they can stay there. No one is going to send them back. So, so that's why many people want to cross the border illegally and then kind of surrender to the police because they can stay. But many people don't want to surrender. They want to cross the whole Bulgaria or Romania or Hungary and go to Germany and Austria, where of course all the social benefits are, or like the life is much better. So, but yes, in reality, people, if they want to stay, refugees in Bulgaria, they can stay, and the government will provide shelter and just some basic food and needs and some money. So yes. In reality, you can stay in that village and live there. Okay,
but socially, would the village have accepted a big wave of Syrians?
And that's the story about it. It's socially, some do. The older generation who have been living through different wars, like Second World War or whatever, they understand the need of safe place. So they were like totally, absolutely, this is a great idea. We can have these people here. We will help them learn the language and they can work and live here. But of course, the younger people who are without work and being more scared of this kind of invasion, they were totally against it. So, so yeah, this is the conflict in our film.
That's interesting, because from the outside you would think that the young people would be more progressive, as the older people that would say stop. That's interesting.
No, for the last 10 years, kind of the really extreme right wings are getting stronger and stronger in Bulgaria. So the young people are getting more, in Europe, aggressive. So
when you started going in to film everybody and do interviews, were they receptive? Were they happy to see you, happy to talk about everything?
Well, before we start filming, I spent something like half a year going forward and back to that village, so I can gain the trust of these people. And slowly, when I felt that we are in a place where I can put a camera, then I start to film. I usually film with really big crew, so I have big cameras, cinema lenses, lights and everything.
It's intimidating.
Yes, so it's really intimidating if they don't know me well or if they don't trust me. So it takes time, and then in some moment when we are there, and when they are open, it looks amazing. That's why also the image in our film, it's really beautiful, because they trust and they let us have lights and cameras and everything. So
how long did it take to film?
As I said, the filming process was not long. It's something like 2 shooting weeks.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so 14 shooting days. But I spent half year, then we shot 1 week, then few more months, and then we shot 1 more week. So it's not much as the shootings, but we knew exactly what's pretty much happening, and we knew that there is going the election, so we went a week before the election, so we follow up whole process. It's really easy when there is a process happening at the moment to follow up the characters, because many things happened at the same time. So
it's kind of great timing that the election was happening.
Exactly.
We were there.
Yeah, we knew at some moment that the elections are coming, and this is something that is going to be a big part of the film. And it is half of the film. It's around the whole elections and how people mind change and how they can be control their decisions based on just small promises, like, I give you free internet, or you can just have better social benefits, and just kick out all the refugees from here. We don't need them. We can do so much better, and
Let's take a look at it.
Yes, let's see the trailer.
Yeah. He brought a trailer. Let's take a look. He has such a friendly, interesting face, your postman. You seem to really like him.
Yes, I think it's really important, especially for documentaries film, that you sympathize with the main characters, and that is why it's very important also that you feel really attracted to the character and his story.
Makes sense.
And because it comes right away through the lens of the film. So
We just had an election.
the whole world is aware of your election. I don't know how to comment on this.
Exactly, but there are parallels, both in Europe and in the United States, with our election, with right wing, left wing, and the immigration issue. Yeah, did that go through your mind at all as you were working on this small town election?
Well, of course, this is filmed almost 2 years ago, so I had no idea that it's going to go like this in America or in England with the Brexit and everything. So I knew that time that 1.5 years ago we filmed it, that this is a really serious issue and it's gonna blow at some moment. But it's funny that the film is exactly ready a few months ago when this happened, what happened here in America, and this last year in England also with the Brexit. And well, let's say it was kind of expected. I'm not that surprised. There were many indicators that things go into that direction, that people get really isolated and they want to more nationalistic and close themselves and build bigger fences and keep people out. Walls. And personally I don't think that walls have helped anyone, but I don't know, we'll see. I cannot comment on your elections, but it's pretty much, scarily enough, it's happening also in Europe. And many countries they are winning even more extreme right nationalist parties, which don't have really anything about education, health, or anything in their programs. They just have, kick out all the refugees out. And I'm like, how does this will help me educating my child, or my grandparents getting better benefits, or people having more jobs? It's not the refugees don't take our jobs. If they take, it's a job that we don't want to take.
Right.
They sort. And then again, there is this joke I read somewhere, like, if a guy, like a refugee guy, who doesn't know the language, doesn't have an education, doesn't have friends, steal your job, so how stupid you are.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You think about this.
Yeah, exactly. So your film, North American premiere was last Friday, but people still have 2 more chances to go see it.
Yes, there's 2 more chances. I believe one is tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock in Park City, and there is one more. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing your film. Art imitates life, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The movie is Good Postman, and you can see it, 2 more chances to see it.